allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If Dan would like to lead the prayer.
Okay, if everyone would bow their heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank and praise you for the life that you give us. And we pray that you watch over all of those who are dealing with the weather that is coming into North Dakota there, that people can move around safely, they can be warm, and they can meet the needs of all of our citizens in the city. We pray that you watch over the activities this evening, that they would be pleasing to you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Okay, we have the reading and approval of the minutes of the February 7th meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or anything?
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
There is a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Engineers report.
Nothing really. Jarrett had no approvals or anything for this meeting. He did say they had about 5 hours reviewing and doing report on the televising at Expedition Estates. I don't know if Pat had anything to add on that. I know that he had talked to Pat on some stuff, but
we had a phone conversation with the attorneys for Williams on Friday afternoon, and Jared's doing a very good job of representing the city, so he's looking after your best interests and how that's going to proceed.
yeah, other than that, there's nothing new.
Okay, if nothing else on that, we have the North Dakota Street Project contract amendment.
Some good news here, as I indicated in the notes. The state is picking up 100% of eligible costs for the ND Street projects and other types of projects like that. So anything that's eligible, we're out our share. They'll take care of it. If it's ineligible, we'll get a notice as to what those costs are. But they do have to have a contract amendment signed and returned to them.
So do we need to formally accept that in the form of a motion?
Yes, please.
Move to accept it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
So I guess what kind of projects, I guess like minus all the lights, right? Is this what this is?
Yeah, this
All the
is
lighting.
this is the lighting and the underpass. That was this part of the project for construction in 23. Yeah.
Okay. So they're going to pay for everything? Is that what?
That is my understanding. Basically, the entire project would be eligible now.
Wow.
So,
That'll be nice.
yeah, it saves us a little over $150,000.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah. Good.
Send them thank you card.
We'll wait and see.
There's no other discussion. Roll call.
Pillar,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye.
Motion carried. Request of citizens, free or reduced hall rent for the Knights of Columbus breakfast.
Their annual Palm Sunday breakfast, April 10th. Would be subject to the kitchen fee because they will be preparing the meal in there.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, roll call.
Omenauer,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Pillar,
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye. Motion carried. Variance amendment for Mr. Gowan.
Okay, I met with Mr. Gowan earlier today. We went out there, did some looking. Based on the floodway situation out there, it can be done in the floodway, but the engineer recommended that we avoid building in the floodway because it could jeopardize our flood insurance rate stuff or program completely. There would be approximately, I got that one upside down. There would be approximately, the western edge of the building would be roughly 40 feet from the west curb of Antelope Drive and near roughly 120 feet from the center of Highway 200 outside of the highway right-of-way as they request. Did another calculation, basically according to where they marked the center on our GIS map, approximately 93 feet from the center of the Antelope Creek at the farthest east point before it goes back north. So Mr. Gowan is requesting the approval to set this building at 12.5 by 16.5 foot building, approximately 40 feet from the west curb on Antelope Drive. He has assured that he will work with an engineer or our engineer to stay outside of that floodway so as to not jeopardize our flood insurance program. Sorry, I keep flipping these pages the wrong way.
I'd like that to be our engineer, please, if we could.
Mr. Gowan is here if there are any questions.
Did you share my comment, Monty?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Did you have something to add, Steve?
No, I think Monty and I have pretty much located where the building will sit. And there's no room for deviation, so it would just sit as long as it's outside of the flood zone there. So it's pretty straightforward. And that's about all I have to add to it.
So our engineer still has to go out there and look it over? Jared hasn't been out there, or?
Yeah, we would basically have to, using the flood map, determine where that floodway actually is, mark it so that we don't fall within it. Everything else would be outside of the DOT right away. The only thing would be, you're 40 feet from the west curb of Antelope Drive, but it is quite a bit lower than Antelope Drive itself, so I don't know if that'll have an effect.
We're within a few feet of where we need to be when we adjust it, so we have time. We'll do it right. Ground's pretty hard out there.
Sure it is.
So then I guess in the floodway, are we then, are we able to, like raise that?
Not in the floodway.
Not in the floodway, okay.
No. In the floodplain you could, but not in the floodway.
Okay. Okay.
There is another option in that one that we did discuss a little bit today, was if it were on basically a mobile type building on a trailer that could be set down on the ground when he's intending to use it, and if necessary be moved. Basically, under our ordinance, there are no real requirements for him to put a vehicle or mobile thing on there. So,
But that would be a reasonable solution,
mhm.
so. And I doubt if there'd be anything there during the wintertime when there's snow, then it could be moved to a more suitable location so that we didn't have to deal with snow. You know.
So what I'm hearing you say, Monty, is that's really Mr. Goins' prerogative. If he wants to put it on wheels, then it really excludes us from having a whole lot more conversation.
Correct.
So we as a commission, we just need to know what Mr. Goins' intentions are, that if he wants to put this thing stationary or if he wants to make it mobile.
Correct. Can you hear that?
I didn't hear that.
Commissioner Pillar was just asking, it's basically then it's up to you if you want to make it stationary or mobile as to what other input the commission would have.
Well, the only answer to that is if it is impossible to put the building stationary, then perhaps I could consider putting it on a mobile unit to make it suitable. So stationary is better because of wind damage. You know, you set her down, it's not that it wouldn't be anchored as a mobile unit, but they're always a little different than a building sitting flat on the ground. So it depends on your decision as to whether I can abide by the FEMA rules there and put it flat on the ground. That's over and done with then, you know. So it's kind of up to your decision making. So, I know you want me to keep coming back to the office.
So we do need to have a motion on the variance, or?
Yeah, well, unless you want to have the engineer look at that first and determine exactly where that sits to see if it's going to have to be mobile or stationary.
I would like the engineer to look at it and let us know.
Why don't we do that? Just have them solidify the plan, and then we can go ahead and we can make a motion and stuff on it. Yes, once we've got everything finalized.
Okay, I will visit with Jared tomorrow. And we'll go from there.
Okay, Monty will let you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine, yeah.
Okay.
See you in the office.
Okay.
We're gonna move on to reports. Dan?
Yeah, we've got a couple of things. One of which is the sub truck that we have, which also has a jetter on it. We had some issues when it was last used, where the pump assembly, where there was some damage to it. Dave and I had conversations early this morning. He had dismantled the pump, took the broken parts over to Free, and Free said he could fabricate those things. Dave and I, we made a determination
Okay?
Dave, you have anything to add to that?
No, sounds good. I'm assuming Tad will be up probably tomorrow and start working on dismantling the water plant. We have all the stuff pretty much out of there that we're keeping. So everything that's left in there will be up to them to dismantle and dispose of.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, Casey?
Nope, no, I think it's time, thank you.
Okay. I have nothing at this time. Jerry?
The only thing I have is this morning I was on a Zoom call with Tyler Hammond. Tyler's the new gentleman in charge, Basin Electric, who took over for Dale Needlaw with government relations. He was on this morning with myself, and Travis Fry, Mayor Beulah, and also with Jeff Gunner with Bell. And just kind of gave us an update on a few things about a few of the kind of more controversial points of what's happening right now with Basin Electric and the sale of some assets and some retirement of some assets. And I asked him if he would be willing to come to Hazen City Council and give us an update as well, face to face. He said he'd be more than happy to do that, and I could only try to schedule him in April or early May. So that's, he wants to be as transparent as possible with understanding that there's some stuff we just can't develop because he doesn't know, or he just.
Hey, no.
That's, that was a good message on this. That's all I have.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
We're gonna move on to Behavioral Health Summit sponsorship.
Okay, as indicated in the notes, this was a conference that Dunn County actually sponsored the first year they had it. We were a $600 friend sponsor, which included registration, and then the chamber did provide stuff for the welcome package. So just wondering if you wish to participate in this again, or sponsor a portion of this again, or...
With that, last year, I believe we had 2 members attend that conference, we won that. Buster and one, and I'm planning on going this year as well, so we may have up to 3 people attending that meeting this year.
Okay. I didn't see anything in the sponsorship that referred to the number of registrations included, so I'll see if I can clarify that as well.
Okay.
We need a,
Well, yeah, it,
We once again provide a friendship sponsor in the amount of $600 on behalf of the city.
Second,
we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
so I guess that's what we did, I guess, last year? Is that-
Yes, yeah.
Right, okay.
and then I'll visit with Antoinette in the chamber office to see if she has stuff that they want to throw into their welcome package.
Okay.
She always has chapstick.
Yeah. If there's no other discussion, roll call.
Miller,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye.
Motion carried. Pace Maintenance Control contract.
Okay, for televising and cleaning sanitary sewer lines, they sent us an updated contract. I did break down the changes in their pricing from the previous one. Basically, it's anywhere from a 20% to 40% increase on some of their work. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to visit with Ryan like I had hoped as to what kind of areas we have, unless Dave knows of some areas that specifically need to be looked at, but obviously even with the increase, their pricing is still better if you go under the contract than if you just call them and say, we need this.
And we only spend the money if we need to spend the money, is that correct, Monty?
That is correct.
So we sign into this, if we don't use them, we don't lose anything, we don't spend anything.
That is correct.
You had a couple of trouble areas in the past. I know we've had tree roots and some issues up by Archie Road now, down that street in the past, and we haven't done any upgrades to the services fund. That would be one area I'd like to take a peek at again, just to make sure things are still going well. And do we need to check out over by Sunflower where we have all those taps set into those people, where we did that work last year to see if everything's okay there, or was that already telegraphed, video after it was done?
Well, that was water service lines though, and they don't televise those, so.
Well, that's right, I'm sorry.
So I guess I move to approve of the, I guess, of the maintenance
I'll
contract.
second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, roll call.
Stern.
Aye.
Pillar.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye.
Motion carried. We have under new business 2021 budget amendments.
I did get through all of the financial reports as of the end of December, and these are the amendments as laid out to you. As I indicated in the notes, the majority of the amendments are actually for increases in revenue, other than the highway distribution where the county is no longer able to provide a portion of their unorganized road tax to the cities. I guess unless there's questions, I just ask for your approval before the auditors show up tomorrow.
So moved to approve it.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion?
It sure is nice to see that most achievements are increases in revenue. That's not always the case.
Good job, Monty.
That's your guys' spending.
Don't sell yourself short.
If there is no other discussion, roll call.
Pillar.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye.
Motion carried. This is where we can have public comments, if there's any comments to be made by the public.
But I was gonna put this matter, the location of this building to rest by just saying I'll put it on wheels. And then you don't have to decide whether it's a permanent foundation or not. So
Okay.
You can just vote on that, and then if it passes, then that's the way I'll do it. Visually, it'll be the same from any way you look at it, so.
But we don't need to vote on it.
Yeah. Yeah, realistically, we don't need to vote on that. If it's gonna be on the trailer or more or less, you
Then
can
you
put that
don't-
trailer wherever you want,
You don't need a variance.
so long as you
Okay.
can move it.
Well, I appreciate the city commission's understanding on this because it's been a difficult process. We want to do the right thing. And so that's what we'll do.
Okay? Sounds
And that's
good.
Good.
Okay?
Then I won't have to see you in your office.
Oh, well.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so then basically everything else is moot. There is no moving in or any of that. It'll be on the trailer, so.
Yep. Yep,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
And last on the agenda is approval of the bills.
I didn't add any today.
So I guess I move to approve the bills.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, roll call.
Stern.
Aye.
Pillar.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye.
Motion carried. If there is no other business, meeting is adjourned.
Thanks, guys.